The ability to kill is obviously somewhere in all of us because it happens every day across the country. 2.5 years ago, my wife and I, we were living in New Orleans, having a good time, living there in the Big Easy. And I was working in the movie business. I've produced and had directed a few short films. Murderabilia.
It was then I knew it was a girl, and she was young.
Got me the reputation of being a person who is really into murder and things like that.
And I shoved her body over in the shower and just kept stabbing her.
My name is Michael Ushery. I'm a filmmaker and was a suspect in the Angie Dodge case.
19-year-old Andy Dodge was murdered last week, the latest violent crime in Idaho Falls.
At least one of the weapons used in it was a knife.
As the officers arrived at the crime scene and found Angie Dodge laying on the ground, and it was obvious that there was a very brutal murder that had happened, a lot of blood.
It's sad to see an 18-year-old girl and see her life taken at the hands of somebody else in this fashion.
Angie was my only daughter, and she's my baby. I'll never stop missing her.
During the investigation, when we collected all the evidence, we came across a significant amount of DNA that we believe is from the killer.
Would you say that this crime scene provided really good evidence?
Excellent evidence. We had a neat semen sample.
For nearly 2 decades, police could not find a match to the killer's DNA. So in 2014, they went way outside the box and searched a public DNA database owned by Ancestry.com.
It led us to this Michael Ushery Jr., who just happened to be a filmmaker.
Films of homicide, kind of a murder mystery filmmaker.
Then he cuts off her head.
It was pretty creepy. We had Louisiana State Police call him. He had agreed to come down to the state offices there in New Orleans.
The majority of the time that I was in the interrogation room, I just didn't know what they were talking about. They finally had to look at me and go, no, we think that you, Michael Ushery, we think that you're involved in this murder case.
My whole purpose is to find who killed Angie Dodge.
Nobody ever thinks that they're gonna get picked up by the police and taken into an interrogation room and questioned about a murder. When it happens to you, it's definitely a game changer.